Ethan was a busy boss. He ran a big company with tall glass windows and shiny floors. Every day he sat in his big office on the top floor. He looked at numbers on his computer. He made phone calls. He signed papers. But he never really looked at the people who worked for him. One morning, something strange happened. A small boy walked into his office. The boy had messy brown hair and carried a big backpack. He looked very serious for someone so young. "Sir," the boy said quietly, "there's something you need to see." Ethan looked up from his papers. "What are you talking about, kid? How did you get in here?" The boy pointed to a tiny hole in the wall behind Ethan's desk. "There's a camera there. It's been watching everything for a long time." Ethan felt confused and angry. "A camera? That's impossible. Who are you? Where are your parents?" But when he turned around, the boy was gone. He had disappeared like smoke. Ethan called his security team right away. "Find that camera," he told them. "Search every inch of this office." 2 hours later, they found it. A tiny camera, no bigger than a button, hidden behind a small crack in the wall. It had been there for months, recording everything. Ethan's hands shook as he watched the videos. What he saw broke his heart into pieces. He saw his workers crying in empty meeting rooms. He watched people eat their lunch alone, looking sad and tired. He saw young employees practicing speeches in the bathroom mirror, trying to build up courage to ask for help. But the worst video was the one that made him cry. It showed Maria, the cleaning lady. She was in her 50s and worked nights to keep the building clean. In the video, she sat in Ethan's chair at 2 in the morning. She had a small birthday cake with one candle on it. "Happy birthday to me," she whispered to the empty room. Then she blew out the candle and started to cry. Big, silent tears rolled down her face. She sat there alone in the dark, celebrating her birthday by herself. Ethan felt sick. He had no idea his workers were this unhappy. He had been too busy making money to notice their pain. That night, Ethan couldn't sleep. He kept thinking about Maria and all the other sad faces in the videos. He realized he had become the kind of boss he used to hate when he was young. The next morning, Ethan did something no one expected. He called everyone in the company to a big meeting in the main lobby. Hundreds of workers came down from their offices. They looked worried. Some thought they were going to lose their jobs. Ethan stood up to speak. His voice was shaky and full of emotion. He didn't sound like a powerful boss anymore. He sounded like a man who had made big mistakes. "I want to show you something," he said. Then he played the videos on the big screen for everyone to see. The room went silent. People gasped when they saw their co-workers crying. Some people covered their eyes. Others started to cry too. "I didn't know you were hurting," Ethan said. "That's my fault. I was so busy counting money that I forgot to count the people who make that money possible. I'm sorry." Then Ethan shocked everyone even more. He fired 5 of his top managers on the spot. These were the people who had been mean to the workers and made them feel scared and worthless. But he didn't stop there. He brought Maria up to the front of the room. She looked confused and scared. "Maria," Ethan said, "I saw your birthday video. I'm sorry you had to celebrate alone. From now on, you're not just our cleaner. You're our new employee happiness director. Your job is to make sure no one here ever feels as lonely as you did that night." Maria started to cry, but this time they were happy tears. The whole room clapped for her. Ethan made more changes too. He created a special fund to help workers who were having problems. He set up a counseling service for people who felt stressed or sad. He promised to spend 1 hour every day talking to any worker who wanted to see him, no matter how small their job was. But the biggest mystery was still unsolved. Who had put the camera there? And who was that little boy? A week later, security found the answer. The camera had been put there by an IT worker named Jake who used to work for the company. Jake had been fired 6 months ago for asking too many questions about how workers were being treated. Before he left, Jake had hidden the camera. He hoped that someday, someone would find it and show Ethan the truth about what was really happening in his company. But there was still one more surprise coming. A few days after the big meeting, Ethan got a letter in the mail. It had no return address, just his name written in crayon. The letter said, "Dear Mr. Ethan, my name is Tyler. I'm the boy who told you about the camera. Maria is my grandma. She takes care of me because my parents are in heaven. I found the video on her work tablet by accident. She didn't know I saw it. It made me cry to see my grandma so sad. I wanted to help her, so I came to tell you. Thank you for being nice to her now. Love, Tyler." Ethan's eyes filled with tears as he read the letter. He had been looking everywhere for Tyler, but the boy seemed to have vanished like magic. Ethan kept Tyler's letter on his desk in a special frame. Every time he looked at it, he remembered that even small children could teach grown-ups important lessons about kindness and doing the right thing. Maria became one of the best managers the company ever had. She helped create new rules that made sure all workers felt valued and respected. She started employee birthday parties, lunch groups for lonely workers, and support teams for people going through hard times. The company changed completely. People smiled more. They worked better together. They trusted their boss because he had shown them that he cared about more than just money. Ethan tried many times to find Tyler to thank him personally. He visited schools and parks. He put up notices around the city. But Tyler never appeared again. It was like he had been sent by angels to deliver one important message, and then return to wherever guardian angels come from. Sometimes Ethan wondered if Tyler was real at all. But then he would look at Maria's happy face or see his workers laughing together. And he knew that it didn't matter. What mattered was that a small voice had changed everything. The story of the secret camera became famous in the business world. Other company bosses heard about it and started paying more attention to their own workers. Some found their own hidden problems. Others realized they needed to change before someone found a camera in their office too. Years later, Ethan would tell people that the best business lesson he ever learned came from a 7-year-old boy who cared enough about his grandmother to sneak into a scary office building and tell a stranger the truth. If this story made you think, please share it with someone who needs to remember that small acts of courage can change the world. Sometimes the quietest voices carry the most important messages. Sometimes the smallest people can teach the biggest lessons. What would you do if you found out people around you were hurting in secret? Would you have the courage to speak up like Tyler did? Would you be willing to change like Ethan did? Let's talk about how we can all be better to the people in our lives, no matter how late we think it is to start.